There's something about the case against Julius Malema that doesn't add up. And once you see the video footage for yourself, you may start asking a very different question. Is this really about justice or something else entirely? At the center of the case is an alleged incident where Malema is seen firing a gun at a rally. That's the claim. That's the charge. But what's being overlooked is what happens in the video itself. Watch closely, and you'll see an Afrikaner individual handling the firearm, taking it from Malema and appearing to be the one who introduced the weapon in the first place. That detail changes everything. In any lawful firearm situation, two things matter: who is licensed for the weapon and who is responsible for its supervision and use. If that individual had a valid firearm permit, he is legally responsible for the weapon and for ensuring its safe and lawful use. If the weapon was used recklessly, responsibility still follows the licensed holder. So the question becomes simple. If the person who brought and controlled the firearm is not being charged, then how does the person briefly holding or using it become the primary target? At most, this raises questions about shared responsibility, not a one-sided prosecution. Now, consider the timing and the stakes. The potential sentence is 5 years. And in political terms, 5 years is exactly what it takes to remove someone from parliament. That's not a minor outcome. That's a decisive one. So this isn't just about what happened in that moment. It's about how that moment is interpreted and who is held accountable. If the law is applied consistently, responsibility should follow control of the weapon. And if it doesn't, then this case starts to look less like justice and more like strategy. Watch the video, look closely, because sometimes what's missing from the narrative is exactly what matters most.
If this breakdown gave you something to think about, make sure you like, subscribe, and share. And stay tuned for another episode of What is Going On Media, where we make the complicated clear.